This is life in an African wild dog family. Endless mouths to feed, and a gaggle of teenagers to control. Two parents must keep everyone safe in an unforgiving wilderness.
Amazing Wildlife Documentaries by Kim Wolhuter, Part 1 of 2. Continue watching to find out more.
If you have the pleasure of visiting Zimbabwe, you may be asked, Makadi, that's how are you in Shona, one of the many beautiful languages spoken by the locals. Adventure-loving viewers, I am Onias. The people of Zimbabwe send you warmest greetings as we thank you for your noble endeavors. Our world has become a much better place because of you. We are delighted to have you join us for part 1 of the 2-part series entitled Amazing Wildlife Documentaries by Kim Wolhuter. Today, May 22nd, has been sanctioned by the United Nations as the International Day for Biological Diversity to increase understanding and awareness of biodiversity issues. In celebration, we present amazing wildlife films made by renowned cinematographer Kim Wolhuter. Acclaimed wildlife filmmaker and photographer Kim Wolhuter was born in South Africa. He was brought up in the famous Kruger National Park, where his grandfather was the very first park ranger and his father the head ranger. As a boy, he was shy and always felt safe close to the bush. He even wanted to live with the bushmen. While studying for a degree on grassland science, Kim had a chance to work with Ted Riley in Eswatini, then named Swaziland, during the university holidays. He described Ted Riley as a man whose bush knowledge is on par with a bushman, and every animal is cared for long before himself. Kim learned a lot from Ted and gained invaluable practical bush experience. Having never thought of filming as a career, Kim spent a few years working as the warden of Malaula Nature Reserve. One day, his former schoolmate filmmaker Richard Goss called and asked if he would like to go on a filming expedition. Saying yes turned out to be a great decision, and Kim worked with Richard for 6 years. Afterwards, he started his own company, Marvella Media, to film and photograph wildlife. Kim Wolhuter has now been filming for more than 30 years in the most intimate and realistic of ways. Since 1988, he has made wildlife documentaries for National Geographic, BBC, Discovery Channel, and Animal Planet, winning numerous awards and nominations. What has made his films so unparalleled is the length of time he takes, at least 2 years on a production, developing a very intimate relationship with the wild animals that he is filming, such as leopards, hyenas, cheetahs, and African wild dogs. Through this bond and acceptance, Kim is able to not only document the animals' lives up close and personal, but also help people engage more with our animal friends when they see how Kim interacts and plays with them just like friends. In the earlier years of filmmaking, Kim focused more on animal behavior in general. Then, in the 2001 documentary, Stalking Leopards, he followed a big male leopard named Tjololo in Mala Mala Game Reserve for about 18 months, telling us the fascinating story about how Tjololo grows up from a young boy into his adulthood, keeping his territory totally under control.
What draws me to these animals is their absolute power, grace, and their real beauties. And the fact that they inhabit a world that's very, very difficult to penetrate. But if you can work your way into it as an observer, you have a chance to see amazing things.
Extremely solitary and secretive, it is a huge challenge to get into the world of a leopard. Kim feels it is a real honor to be accepted by Tjololo, whose enthralling story is on the cover of National Geographic.
Mala Mala Game Reserve lies in northeastern South Africa. 35,000 acres perfectly suited to leopards. Etched by gullies and ravines, the landscape is blanketed in thick bush, punctuated by patches of open grassland. This rich array of cover, forage, and water supports a huge variety of animals.
The bush is one big neighborhood. Each inhabitant knows everyone else, the same as we know our own neighbors. And they recognize one another individually, no matter where they meet.
Wolhuter understands these animals and this landscape well. Like his father and grandfather before him, he was once a park ranger, until he took up the camera. Wolhuter has made several award-winning films, including one on a female leopard in Mala Mala.
This amazing film, Stalking Leopards, won several awards, including an Emmy Award. Kim Wolhuter never starts a film with a storyline, but rather prefers to build a close relationship with the animals and then tells their story in a more intimate and captivating way. In the 2018 film, Dogs in the Land of Lions, he introduces us to a beautiful African wild dog and a heroic mother named Puzzles. When he first meets Puzzles and her mate Jigsaw in Malilangwe Wildlife Reserve, they are the only survivors of a rabies epidemic. Without any other pack members to help, they must raise their 12 babies alone, with Puzzles staying in the cave nursing the little ones and Jigsaw going out to bring food home. After 3 months, when Puzzles can go out again to feed the family, Jigsaw will stay with the young pups, guiding them and teaching them how to survive in the wild.
This is life in an African wild dog family. Endless mouths to feed, and a gaggle of teenagers to control. 2 parents must keep everyone safe in an unforgiving wilderness.
Puzzles and Jigsaw are extraordinary parents and always let the children eat first. It's almost unheard of for a single pair to have raised a litter to this age. Now they are a young pack, and Puzzles gives birth to the second litter a year later. However, even before the new babies can leave the den, Jigsaw and another female lose their lives. We can see how closely bonded these lovely dogs are, and the film tells how individuals will sacrifice almost anything for their pack, a behavior wired into their DNA. The young adults selflessly give their meal to Puzzles while she can't leave the den. They are also excited to meet and play with their tiny new siblings. The courageous mother not only finds a safer home for her babies, but she also single-handedly brings them up into a thriving pack. It is so beautiful to see Puzzles finally able to take all her children out for a round, and her contribution to the endangered species is invaluable.
You know, you realize with these animals how closely knit they are and how social they are when you see one of them being killed. And there was that one that was run over on the road, and the whole pack, you know, they were around there sniffing and trying to understand. They were mesmerized as to why this dog had died. Usually there would be a smell of a predator or something there, and here was just a hit and run. They had no idea. And then the calling, they do that, ooh, ooh, and it's so mournful. It's the most oh, it's the most saddening sound to hear from them. And you definitely can feel it. They've lost a mate and they do know it.
Kim followed puzzles for 4 years and watched as her daughter Dakota left to form her own family. In the 3rd year, Dakota comes back with her children to visit puzzles, carrying on her mother's legacy. We are delighted to have you join us for part 2 of the 2-part series titled Amazing Wildlife Documentaries by Kim Wolhuter. Acclaimed wildlife filmmaker and photographer Kim Wolhuter was born in South Africa. He was brought up in the famous Kruger National Park, where his grandfather was the very first park ranger and his father the head ranger. He started his own company, Marvella Media, to film and photograph wildlife. Kim Wolhuter has now been filming for more than 30 years in the most intimate and realistic of ways. Since 1988, he has made wildlife documentaries for National Geographic, BBC, Discovery Channel, and Animal Planet, winning numerous awards and nominations. Kim Wolhuter always strives to create awareness that wilderness is not something to fear, but it is a natural place for our being. He hopes to inspire people to act and be responsible for saving our wild areas. Kim believes that when we lose our connection with nature, we lose our soul. In Man, Cheetah, Wild, Kim Wolhuter takes us to the Malilangwe Wildlife Reserve, where he reunites with a cheetah he has not seen in 6 months. To his surprise, she now has 5 little cubs, giving him the rare opportunity to document and share in the upbringing and everyday lives of these elusive and timid cats. Running, playing, and resting with them, Kim Wolhuter shares how he is able to build trust with many wild animals. He advises, don't try to be one of them, be yourself. He also goes barefoot and tries to be one with the bush and feel what the animals feel, especially the soft-footed ones. In addition, he explains that you will never be able to develop an intimate relationship with the animal if you carry a weapon with you. They sense your arrogance. Kim Wolhuter also emphasizes that we have no right to shoot an animal. Moreover, understanding of the animal's life is key, and with understanding comes many beautiful moments. The photo of his cheetah friend lovingly licking his toes has touched people's hearts worldwide.
You've got to treat them as wild animals, and you've got to respect them for what they are. If you respect them and you show the confidence of all of that, you're going to get all of that in return. Been with them for 2 years. Even today when I approach them, I don't approach them directly. I don't look at them and stare at them, because they will move away. Eye contact is not on with these things. It's a sign of aggression. It's a sign that you're intent on doing something to them. And take your time. Let them come to you. It's really just letting them feel their way and be comfortable with it. It does take time, and you can't push that time. The time is there, it's not yours. It's incredibly rewarding when you get there. I'm trying to go back in time when man used to roam the wilds of Africa with these animals. And the images that I'm getting are more intimate. So people can engage more with the animal and feel like they actually are a cheetah. So that's what I'm trying to do, really get people to engage more with the animal, understand it more, and I believe in a far more natural way.
Although he tries not to interfere with nature, when endangered species such as the cheetah cubs are in danger, Kim Wolhuter will try his best to protect them. When one of the cubs is injured, he successfully rescues and reunites the cub with her mother again. However, with the cheetahs now experiencing disease and loss of habitat due to human activities, can the cubs survive? This beautiful film was nominated for Best Presenter-Led Film at the 2014 Widescreen Panda Awards. Let's take a moment to pray for the safety of the beautiful animals that color our planet. We'll be right back here on Supremaster Television. Be veg, go green to save the planet. Welcome back to Amazing Wildlife Documentaries by Kim Wolhuter, Part 2 of 2. Back in 1988, when Kim started as an assistant cameraman, the very first film he worked on was The Sisterhood about spotted hyenas. In 2006, he produced the film Hyena Queen, which tells an amazing story about a small pack of hyenas where the cruel queen is banished and later joins the same pack from the lowest rank. The new queen is more loving and considerate and leads the pack to a much better future. Now, Kim Wolhuter is working on his third film, which he anticipates will be even more natural and close to these wonderful animals.
For my latest documentary, I'm filming spotted hyenas on Mashatu. Hyenas are the most misunderstood animals on Earth. They're labeled dirty, dangerous, and scavengers. My whole objective is to change that. I've been filming this spotted hyena clan for about a year and a half now, 18 months. And the reason I chose these hyenas was because these guys live in the central area of Mashatu, where there's no camps, they don't visit any camps, so they have no human interference and they don't interact with people in any way. And that's hugely important because when hyenas go to campsites, people feed them and it just destroys their whole habits and everything, and they become incredibly dangerous. There was this female by the name of Kwas, and she was amazingly relaxed, and all the other hyenas moved away when I moved in to take photographs, and she stayed 3-4 meters away. She was the only hyena that had a cub at that time. Every time I saw this little guy, he would come running out to the car, bouncing away, and then as he get to the car, he'd turn around and sprint back into the den, absolutely terrified. And then a minute or so later, he'd peek his head out and he'd come out again. And so I named him Bounce. Whenever I get to the den and I get out to take photographs and stuff, Bounce would come running over.
Yes.
Wasn't the easiest thing to take photographs because Bounce would want to then play.
You're a turtle monkey.
What a beautiful and adorable interaction. In fact, all beings have this love and gratefulness within them, as Supreme Master Chin Hai explained during a conference in 2009.
See, the wilds, they are not wild. They are not that wild. They are very, very friendly, very adorable, and very grateful. If you're good to them, they're good to you. But if you're not sure, please don't try with the snakes. Just leave them alone. They will be grateful enough. The best for us humans to do is not to interfere with their life, not to do anything. Just protect the environment, and then they protect themselves.
Speaking about hyenas, Kim Wolhuter said, I had to be able to give them something. Feeding them was out of the question. The only thing I could give them was love and affection. Furthermore, he said, just understand and respect them and you will discover how amazingly affectionate they can be. Kim Wolhuter is also making a documentary on honey badgers. We look forward to these new films and wish Kim Wolhuter the very best in his noble goal, showing viewers around the world what loving relationships we can have with the many animals in the wilderness. For more information on Kim Wolhuter, please visit kimwolhuter.com. Noble viewers, it's been a pleasure to have your company today. Coming up next is the unique third eye Tjololo, right after noteworthy news here on Supreme Master Television. May we all cherish nature and build peace and trust with all the lovely animals on earth in God's grace.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/CS.
Be veg, go green to save the children.